Alright guys, welcome to Red's Resort. Today we're going to go over another weapons loadout, and as you've probably already guessed, it's the Deadbolts. Now, in the static tests that we did inside a hangar, using a Scorpius with 4 size 3 against a Harbinger, we used precision mode to target the power plant, and the Harbinger died in just under 3 seconds, which was the fastest test we done that day, and likely to be the fastest out of all the guns that are available in the game right now. However, if we come to Urkel here, you can see the projectile speed for the Deadbolts are dead last. This puts them at a significant disadvantage in a real world fight. The range is nice, this is 2600, that's not bad, pretty much on the high end of what you can expect. The weapon health isn't exactly great, fire rate isn't great, and the ammo is pretty reasonable. But the penetration distance is pretty substantial. But let's get in game and see how they perform. Okay, so the plan here is pretty simple. These are the fastest time to kill in the static test, the damage is massive, so testing these in game was an absolute no-brainer. What we found was pretty mixed, to be honest. That slow projectile speed is holding us back quite significantly. It makes it very difficult to be accurate with your shots. Couple that with some good old desync and you've got a recipe for disaster. But actually it wasn't too bad, mostly because the NPCs are dumb as a bag of rocks. And even when they are actually working, they tend to display big periods of smooth motion, where they aren't evading as good as they should be. And as soon as they do that, that's your opportunity. And the weapon's one saving grace is that it doesn't take a lot of hits. What it loses in shots landed, it makes up for in sheer damage. So it kind of balances out. However, PvP is, as you'd imagine, completely off the table. We did try it, but I think you should be well aware that nobody in this clip imagines for even a second that we are in any way half proficient at PvP. In fact, we only even resorted to PvP because the NPC bounty missions weren't spawning properly. And if you just watch how badly I perform here, the Hornet should have killed me. But because I managed to land just enough shots to make up for my inadequacy, somehow I ended up winning this. So they look good, they feel good, sound good, they make a nice contact on the target, you can usually see instant results from it. And as I made my way through the bounty ranks, I found them to be very satisfying indeed. If a target wasn't dying fast enough, it was usually my own fault. The question is, would it have been easier with something that fired at a higher velocity and a higher rate of fire? The answer is definitely. But I still really liked them. And I'm not even sure exactly why. It's maybe just a part of my brain that's willing to accept the downsides or the idea or the coolness of the raw, unrelenting power of the shots. And it is just a coolness factor. Out of the two, if I knew I had to kill something and it wasn't just for fun, I would probably still take the Shredder and the Sawbucks, the ballistic repeaters basically, if you don't know what they are. And the main reason for that is the margin of error is just wider. You can just spray an area of the sky and guaranteed something will die in that vicinity. Whereas with the Deadbolts, you need to be calm, you need to be precise. It takes a lot more effort, there's a lot more room for things to go wrong or not in your favour. And as we started to come into the high risk ships, pretty much the same. Obviously you're missing a lot less of your shots because it's a bigger target, so you're just blowing gigantic holes in whatever passes your reticule. And I think that's where these really come into their own. Sure, you can use them to get 1 or 2 hits on fighters and stuff like that and probably kill them pretty quickly, to be honest. But when you're up against bigger ships, the MSRs, the Caterpillars and things like that, they just get pasted basically. And unlike the sledges from yesterday, with these you can afford to go for the primary target and have it dead before the bounty's backup squad arrives. As you're probably aware, when you go to a bounty, primary target's usually off on their own, so you have a limited window to get in there and kill it before you're swarmed by 3 or 4 other fighters. The footage you're seeing is me usually engaging with the fighters just because I wanted to fight. And sure, there was occasions where I didn't manage to kill the primary in time and had to deal with all the fighters, but generally speaking you can kill the primary. But I'd say it was pretty tight, so this is high risk. You go up again to the point where you're fighting Carracks and things like that, you're gonna struggle. I think with an F8 you're gonna struggle. I mean, you'll still be able to do the bounty, I mean you'll struggle to kill the primary target before the backup arrives. If this was a Corsair with an all Deadbolt build, you would have no trouble whatsoever, I would imagine. And we will get round to size 3 and 4 builds. For now I'm just keeping it 2 and 3. but I'll probably switch out to an F7 at some point, because a lot of these guns stop at size 3, and some of the Gatlings and stuff only start at size 4, so getting weapons reticules and stuff to match up can be a bit tricky. I'm definitely going to find some builds for that as well. But yeah, this is awesome fun. Full Deadbolt build is just an absolute angel of death. I would hate to be hit with this unexpectedly. Like, if you didn't see it coming, you would be dead before you knew what happened. Plus it has the advantage of being ballistic, so you only need 1 pip in weapons. So that means automatically you're not worrying about boost regen and shield regen, you're only concentrating on landing shots. But yeah, I've had a lot of suggestions for you guys. A lot of people want to see Omnis guys, and they did perform kind of middle of the road in the static test, so I'm not too sure why that is. But again, range, projectile speed, things like that in a real world test, I keep saying real world, but you know what I mean. It completely changes the time to kill in ways that's hard to guess from a static test. So we will get round to the full Omnis guys. We're going to do a Strife build as well. I've not decided on the ship for that yet. We're going to do a full CF, we'll do the M5As, we'll do the C788s I think it is. I've been running the scatter guns, that turned out pretty well. The ballistic scatter guns that is. I'd say they're about just as effective as the sledge mass drivers from yesterday. Really nice on the small fighters, 1 or 2 hits, but start to struggle with the bigger ships. And obviously how you fly, the range you need to be at and stuff has to change. But a really good experience. We'll get that video out soon. Tomorrow it's the shredders though, and without a word of a lie, they're just going to be on my ship all the time, because they are insane. But there's still time for that to change before those patch releases, so I'll keep you in the loop. Thanks for watching guys. Try out the Deadbolts, let me know what you think, give me some feedback. Let me know anything you think I might have missed. Let me know any builds you would like me to try. See you in the next one. 07 guys. Anybody remember this place? Or what about this model? Or even this model? The UEES Retribution in all its glorious detail. This was made by Pigeon Spaceport, who are now officially licensed by Cloud Imperium and have now laboured to bring you this for you to own for yourself. I've managed to secure a partnership with Pigeon Spaceport, and you can get a 7% discount using the code in the description. These are fully ABS injection moulded with their own custom tooling, incredible detail with very high fidelity and functional wing articulation. They come in the Avalanche, the Stinger and the standard paint sets. There's a full metal base stand, collection grade wooden packaging, and they have years of industrial design and engineering experience. If you pre-order them now, you will get free shipping and tax-free delivery, as well as a special numbered wooden base stand. You should treat yourself, you've worked very hard this year. Managing fleets and hunting down rare armour sets is a very daunting task for any citizen. A big thank you to Pigeon Spaceport for allowing me to get this out to you guys in as fast a time as possible. Merry Christmas.